Woman had just made a fried egg for the worker. Unexpectedly, water started leaking from above. The worker couldn't dodge in time, and the egg fell to the ground. Seeing this, Ellie hurriedly prepared to make him a new one, but the humble worker kept waving his hands, refusing. He picked up the mud-caked fried egg on the floor, rinsed it, and stuffed it into his mouth without a care in the world. This scene made the other workers laugh heartily. Ellie, too, was touched by the warm atmosphere. A few days later, however, Ellie was bullied in front of them by an old woman. Eggs came crashing down onto her one by one. The workers eating nearby stayed silent. Ellie kept bowing and apologizing repeatedly. The reason was that a few days earlier, the old woman's son had died. He had died trying to save Ellie's trapped husband. The story quickly spread, and people questioned the idea of mobilizing the entire country to rescue a man buried alive in a tunnel who didn't know whether he was alive or dead. Eventually, a vote by the leadership decided to abandon the rescue. The developer, prioritizing their own interests, even pressured Ellie to sign a document agreeing to stop the rescue. For the sake of her daughter's safety, she complied. The workers in the tunnel halted their work upon hearing the news. Ellie then announced over the broadcast to the whole country that she had voluntarily given up the rescue, but when the words reached her lips, she couldn't bring herself to say them. She feared that her husband might still be alive, yet would never get rescued. But to everyone's surprise, her husband Jack really is alive. Although his phone didn't work, there was a car radio inside the vehicle. He had survived half a month without water or food, only to hear such terrible news in the end. Unwilling to give up, Jack grabbed a flashlight and staggered out of the car. He plunged into the rubble, determined to carve out a path to survival. But climbing out was far from easy. Before he could advance a few meters, the adjacent tunnel was detonated for construction. He hadn't expected that above. Not only had they abandoned the rescue, but they were also trying to bury him alive. In a critical moment, unwilling to die, Jack rushed back into the car and pressed the horn desperately, trying to let them know he was still alive. Unaware, the workers started the second round of blasting. Just as the fuse was about to be lit, the captain was surprised to find that the detection device left in the tunnel began to emit a signal. When they opened the manhole cover, they heard a horn honking. Jack was alive. Hearing the news, the workers rushed out of the rooms. The rescue operation resumed overnight, and the workers began saving people. The next day, Jack, who had been trapped for 35 days, was successfully lifted out. The accompanying dog miraculously survived as well. Everyone was ecstatic. The media surrounded Jack. When they managed to squeeze him out, they were slow to let him on the rescue plane. With such a spectacle, of course, they had to wait for the mayor to arrive for photos. At this moment, a reporter saw Jack speaking with the team leader and asked what Jack's first words were after being rescued. The captain hesitated for a moment and shouted out,
땅 꺼져 이 개새끼들아!